Ants as pets? Really? Are you out of your mind? Why would someone keep ants as pets? It's not an ideal animal to keep as a pet. Well, let's discuss that a bit. Hi guys. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the BRUMA Ants channel. As you saw in the intro and the video's title, today we're going to discuss why you should consider the idea of keeping the tiny little animals we call ants as actual pets, just like we do with dogs, cats, and even birds. Yeah, I know that this can sound a little bit strange at first, especially if you never heard about ant keeping before, but by the end of the video I'm pretty sure that you will be blown away by how cool this unusual practice can be. The activity of keeping ants as pets is called ant keeping, and the person who keeps them is called ant keeper. Officially born in the 1950s, ant keeping has evolved from a simple toy made just to entertain little children, to an actual hobby enjoyed by thousands of ant keepers all around the world, no matter their background or their age group. In the last decade, hundreds of companies have started to produce professional equipment and accessories specifically designed for this unusual but extremely fascinating hobby. 3D printed nests, acrylic nests, Y-tong nests, particular types of terrariums, and food. In short, everything you need to start keeping these little animals as pets. To better understand why ants are considered by more and more people to be extremely cool and interesting pets, let's list 5 important points in favor of this practice. Let's get into it. Reason number 1. Ants are fascinating to watch. Okay, let's start with the most important reason why you should start keeping these tiny animals as your little personal pets. Ants are incredibly interesting to watch. Ant colonies are one of the best organized systems in the animal kingdom. Watching an ant colony go about their daily lives can provide endless hours of entertainment and amazing learning experiences. Imagine having a miniature, bustling city right in your living room. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, that's exactly what it feels like when you keep ants as pets. These tiny and adorable insects have incredibly complex societies filled with various roles, hierarchies, and an amazing work ethic. Inside an ant colony, each and every single ant has a specific job, whether it's foraging for food, caring for the queen and her offspring, or defending the nest. The intricate division of labor of these simple but hard-working animals will blow your mind. It's like watching a well-organized team where every member has a vital role to play in the success of the whole community. One of the coolest aspects of watching an ant colony go about their daily activities is to experience and appreciate their incredible engineering skills. Ants are capable of building elaborate tunnels and chambers within their nests, and some species even like to construct remarkable above-ground structures. Observing them create and maintain their intricate habitats is like having your personal live-in architects and construction crew right in your room. Lots of scientists and myrmecologists consider ant colonies to be like giant single organisms, in which the various components play different key roles in the well-being of the colony. Watching an ant colony work relentlessly all day long can be really mesmerizing, and also extremely educational. Reason number 2. Ants are low-maintenance pets. Unlike traditional pets, such as dogs, cats, and birds, ants do not require much maintenance. Actually, they barely require any. As long as they have a proper environment and access to food, they will thrive without much intervention. Ants are one of the most independent and autonomous pets you can get. In fact, they can go about their daily lives without needing you to play, exercise, or socialize with them. This important aspect makes them the ideal pet choice for people and families with busy schedules, or for those who prefer a pet that respects their personal space and freedom. Given their simple and small nature, ants do not require fancy pieces of equipment or large kennels, and can live with no problem in a small nest on one of your shelves. These small nests are extremely easy to clean, and if compared with more standard pet equipment like a dog kennel or a cat litter, they can be cleaned in half the time and a third of the effort. Thanks to their small and simple setups, ants only need to be maintained approximately once a week, during which you need to feed them and, if desired, clean their setup. Reason number 3. Ants are inexpensive to keep. If you've ever contemplated bringing a pet into your life, you're likely aware of the expenses that come with traditional pets. From dog food to cat litter, toys, grooming, and medical bills, the costs can quickly add up, and can reach a considerable slice of your income in a heartbeat. But what if I told you there's an enchanting and budget-friendly pet option that's as captivating as it is cost-effective? Enter the world of ant keeping. This fascinating and underrated hobby is living proof that you don't need to break the bank in order to enjoy the companionship of a pet. There are plenty of reasons why this hobby can be an extremely cheap pastime. One of the most important aspects is the very little equipment needed to start. As you probably already know, ants are incredibly versatile creatures, and don't require fancy living arrangements or luxurious kinds of setups in order to live a comfortable life. A simple ant farm or very cheap DIY formicarium is sufficient to create a cozy, comfortable home for your beloved ant colony. These can be easily purchased online or crafted directly at home with very few affordable materials, making it one of the cheapest hobbies out there. If you really feel like it, you can even make a fully functional formicarium for as little as $2. That's less than a standard espresso. Another very important reason why this hobby can be an extremely affordable option has to do with the diet of these cute little animals. As you can imagine, ants are not picky eaters. Not at all. Their diet mainly consists of very basic nutrients, such as sugar, water, and protein. The beauty of this lies in the fact that these essential macronutrients are commonly found in many of the foods you already consume in your day-to-day life. Think about that for a moment. The sugar is in your kitchen, the water flows from your tap, and protein sources can be as close as your refrigerator or your garden. You don't need to spend a small fortune on specialized pet food every time your ants get a little hungry. In a nutshell, ants can be one of the cheapest and most affordable pets to keep, and a genuinely budget-friendly choice for pet lovers of all kinds. Now let's jump to the next reason. Reason number 4, ants are great for kids. If you have kids in your house, you cannot miss the opportunity to keep ants as pets. Ants can teach kids lots of invaluable life lessons. Think about the responsibility, the empathy, and the joy of companionship that can come from practicing this fantastic hobby. Keeping ants as pets allows them to learn about these fascinating creatures, understanding every aspect of the life of a worker ant inside the colony. Why do ants store so much food inside their nests? Where do all the ants come from? How long does a queen ant live? You can find answers to all these questions just by observing your ants. Another positive aspect of keeping ants as pets as a kid is the significant level of responsibility that comes with it. Having a real living being under your care encourages the development of a strong sense of responsibility and the ability to care for others, both of which are among the most important personality traits you'll need as you grow up. Reason number 5, ants are easy to find. Have you ever seen a dog or a cat roaming freely on the street? Yeah, of course you might say. But you can agree that it's certainly a rather rare sight. And if you want to bring one home as your new pet, I bet that's not an easy task. Not at all. I'm pretty sure that in some countries it's not even legal to keep a cat or a dog without completing all the necessary paperwork and undergoing the required veterinary checks. Getting a standard pet can be harder than it seems. Now, consider ants. As you know very well, you can find ants almost everywhere. In your own backyard, in a nearby park, under the pavements, and, sometimes, even inside your house. When it comes to accessibility, they're not even in the same league. All you need to start an ant colony is a newly mated queen ant, a place to keep her comfortable and safe, and patience. A lot of it. If you like the idea of catching your own queen ant all by yourself, I would suggest you check out my tutorial. In this video, I teach you everything you need to know to catch the most important member of an ant colony, enabling you to start your own little ant empire basically for free. And as if that were not enough, if you don't like the idea of wandering around your backyard all day long just to find a newly mated queen ant ready to start her ant colony, you can purchase them online directly from one of the many online shops dedicated to ant keeping. How convenient it is. This makes it extremely easy to start your own ant colony, and begin your journey into this amazing and underrated hobby called ant keeping without spending a single dime. In conclusion, there are plenty of good reasons to keep ants as your pets. So what are you waiting for? Grab your favorite magnifying glass and start searching for the first member of your future giant ant colony. If you're new to ant keeping and want to be sure to start this hobby the best possible way, I would strongly suggest you check out this other video. This is a complete and detailed starting guide to ant keeping, explaining everything you need to know to move your first steps in this amazing and underrated hobby. See you soon in another video.